Hello and good morning. Happy Thursday to all of you. Welcome to the Q&A training session. My name is Star Johnson and I'm one of the national trainers here. Welcome and thank you for joining. Before we begin today, I just want to make sure that everyone can see my screen. I am showing our website that reads the Modern Mortgage Experience. To the right of your screen, you will locate a webinar control panel. Through the webinar control panel, that's how you and I will have our dialogue throughout today's presentation. If you have any questions, feedback, and or concern, please pose those questions right there in the question area. Along in the webinar control panel, you will locate some handouts. So the Getting Started Guide, how to leverage yourself with using Mortgage Coach, some great do's and don'ts, some best practices are located in that guide, and also a strategy PDF is in that area as well under the handouts. So to make sure that you guys can locate the question feature, please log in that question area, maybe what organization you're tuning in from or what city and state. That lets me know on my end you can hear my directive and we can move forward with today's presentation. So while you guys are finding the question feature, please feel free to type some information in there. We have a lot of people registered for the call, so just want to give everyone ample opportunity to log on. Thanks, Terry. Anyone else want to share where they're from? Terry's from Brentwood from RPM Mortgage. Thank you so much and welcome. We have a lot of people on the call. Anyone else want to share? We have Chris Drake on the line as well. Thank you so much. So right out the gate, if there's anything that you want to see particularly on today's presentation from New Funding, Chris, thank you so much. Christy, thank you so much for joining. If there's any questions that you have that's been lingering or pending that you want to address in today's call, please feel free to pose those questions right there in the webinar control panel. But what I'm going to kick off today's training with is how to maximize your ability with leveraging Mortgage Coach. And when I say that, I know a lot of you have created presentations, you've sent them to your customers, but are you really maximizing your full potential when it comes to Mortgage Coach? Using our software, whether it's the software, whether you're using the actual apps, you can do a lot of great things here. So one of the things that I want to show you when it comes to the app itself, not only can you share the presentations via text message with your customers, you have the ability to add video right there from your mobile. You can also have templates created that's easily accessible on the mobile. But I want to know, when you are building your presentations, are you doing one for each customer, or are you really trying to maximize your potential by setting up master templates? Let me know right there in the webinar control panel if you have created templates, not product templates, not fee templates, but master templates where you have created a different scenarios and it makes it an easier build when you come to those scenarios in the future. Not yet, Chris says. Okay, perfect. So let me show you how to do that and what I mean. I'm going to access, and Terry says no, Eve as well. So I want to access the system. So I'm going to log into Mortgage Coach. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can log into Mortgage Coach. You can be on our website here at mortgagecoach.com and really familiarize yourself with the website itself, because the website is designed for you as a member. So not only do you have to log into the Mortgage Coach system to get help, you can easily access the support center, those great coaching calls that our CEO performs every single Tuesday and interviews top industry leaders. If you happen to miss a Tuesday call, you can select coaching calls, which is archived, where you can revisit those great dynamic calls. In the webinar, that handout, the quick start guide, is in the handout area, but if you can't find it, you can also leverage it from the website. And under quick start guide is where you can log into the Mortgage Coach software system. That's one of the two ways. The next way is to bring up a blank browser. So if you're working with Internet Explorer, Foxfire, Safari, Chrome, whichever Explorer browser that you have, you would want to bring up a blank one, a blank window, and type in this address, edge.mortgagecoach.com. If you have a Mac computer, save it to your bookmarks. And if you have a PC, save it to your favorites. So you will want to log in with your email and password. So if everyone wants to log in, that will be great. If you have any issues with password and logging in, please email us at support@mortgagecoach.com. So now we're going to talk about the actual system itself with building. Then we'll transition to the mobile. So then I'll ask everyone if they have the mobile app downloaded, and then we'll talk about all the great things you can do in the mobile. So once you log in and access your particular account, you'll be walked through. Right here is your dashboard. Now, as a trainer, I have master templates that I've created for myself. To do a master template, you want to make sure you have a generic foundation, a base, so you can have these master templates, which are easy for you to create and copy for other customers. So I started one here, my QA master template. So let's do one together. So all I'm going to do a master template, because what I'm trying to do is develop a record. So you know when you create your presentations for your customers, for example, I'm going to create a presentation for Star Johnson, and once I submit new, it's going to be a folder generated. But for the master templates, you want to create one folder and keep adding to that master template. So I'll show you that as well. So let's start the foundation. So here I'm going to select new client. And instead of putting a customer's name, I want it to be generic. So easy for me to build, a quick way for me to build. So I'm just going to do a second one, QA. And I'm just going to do master template. Master template. And I'll do number 2 so I'll know. So it's just going to be generic. I'm going to leave all this information blank. Here, you can add a friendly name if you like, but I'm going to leave this blank as well because I just want to get the base foundation. Well, actually, for me to know, I'll just do purchase options. And then I'll do conventional versus FHA. So now I'm going to select the goal. It's going to be a purchase a new home. Assumptions. Let's just say that this purchase price is roughly $405,000. 405. Advance forward to save. Affordability, I'm going to leave this blank. When you have an actual customer, if you want to see a deeper financial picture, you can complete this area, top half, to see the DTI front and back end ratios, lower half here if you want to do a tax benefit. But I'm going to leave this blank because I don't have a customer. I'm just building my foundation. So this is the second screen within affordability. And now let's do our first product. So remember, when you are building your products in Mortgage Coach, you only have to complete the red highlighted areas that requires information. So my first one, I'll do 30-year fix and with 5% down. I'll do 5% DP, down payment. Now here, is it a refinance? No. Am I going to pull from a product template in my settings area? I'm going to do it manually and show you how it's done. So the purchase filtered from assumptions, 405. Down payment, I'm going to select the percent indicator and insert 5%. The rate, I'm not in a production environment like you find individuals from RPM or American Funding. I have not pulled a rate sheet, so I'm just going to insert 4.25. Term, I have my product name, 30 years. I need to relate it in months, 360, and it is a fixed product. So now I'm going to advance forward, and here is where I can insert my closing costs. Now you can leave this blank if you like and tailor it when you have that specific customer, but since I have my fee templates created, I'm just going to insert some costs here. So here is my closing cost details. I'll need to access this tab. I can work off a fee sheet and create the fees manually, but I'm going to use my fee template. So I'm going to select the appropriate fee template. I'm going to look for my conventional 30-year fixed purchase. Now you can see the fees were inserted in that blank field. Now I can apply those fees to the loan by selecting Apply to Loan. And in the closing cost area, now you will see some data. So now the APR has been vetted out along with the non-APR, and I can add in the prepaid days of interest. Let's just say moderately 10 days. You can always change this when you have your actual customer. We'll advance forward and enter the monthly cost. Now, here is a tip for you. When you're doing a purchase, if you have a evidence of insurance or a declaration page, you can estimate and put a whole dollar amount if you like. But what I like to do is I like to use factors. Now I'm just going to use a factor of 0.35 for the hazard and a factor of 1.25 for the property taxes. Now the reason why I use factors here versus a whole dollar amount, by using factors, these factors are generated from the purchase price. So if the purchase price changes, this is just my template. So my template is for 405. But what happens if I'm actually in the field and I need to use this for a purchase price of 500? So when I change my assumptions to 500, the system will automatically update the monthly cost for me, because it's driven off the purchase price. But if I come in here and do an estimate for the dollar amount, me as an end user, I would have to come and change and update the dollar amounts. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, but you can do it either way, whichever way you feel comfortable. Here to the right, I can see that the LTV position is a 95%, so I will need some mortgage insurance. So I'm going to use a factor of 0.66, but you'll definitely check with the PMI company that you're working with within your organization. Let's just say roughly a lot of people like an all-inclusive payment with taxes and insurance. So I'm going to collect for 2 months reserves and a 12-month premium. That's just for training purposes, but based in your real world scenarios, you may collect for a different number of amounts for the reserves. But just for training purposes, I'm going to use 2 and 4 with a 12-month premium. Now here's a green button that's enabled for me, add another product. So when you're leveraging Mortgage Coach, you have the ability to build and compare up to 4 products simultaneously. So I'm going to select add another product, and I'm going to build the FHA comparison. So this is going to be my 30-year FHA, and this is going to be 3.5% DP down payment. What I can do here, I can insert all the information just like I did for the conventional, or I can save some time. Now, one quick tip to save some time is to use your copy from feature. So if I use the copy from feature, I can not only save time, I only have to edit a few fields. So if I select copy from, I'm going to copy from that conventional. Now, conventional and FHA are different, so you will have to do a little bit of editing. So let's check out where we would have to edit. So I'm going to select OK to copy from that product. Now I can see here all the information is filtered. So let's walk through. Is this a refinance? No. Am I going to pull from a template? No, I'm not. I use my copy from feature. Is there any upfront premium required? Well, it wasn't required for the conventional product, but it will be required for my FHA. So I'm going to let the system know that it's an FHA product. So you can see here, I switched to FHA because there is some requirements, and you'll see on the next slide. The purchase price is still the same, but the down payment is slightly different. So I see this $ icon. I'm going to push until I see the percent sign. Now I'm going to insert 3.5, tab out. The system updates accordingly. Maybe the rate is different compared to conventional and FHA. So let's say the FHA is 4%. It's still a 360-month product, and it will still remain as a fix. So if I advance forward one time, you can see here that the closing cost information also copies over nicely for me as well. But there's one additional indicator, which is the upfront MIP, upfront mortgage insurance premium. So I'm going to use a factor of 1.75 standard, and I want to add this premium to the loan amount by checking the box. Now, what happens if you say, well, the conventional fees are not the same as the FHA fees? We need to do a little bit of editing. Now, whenever you copy from a product, you can still edit. You can't edit here because you see that the fees are grayed out. All you have to do is access the closing cost details. Here are all your fees, and you can edit accordingly. You can delete a line item. Let's add a fee and say that there is an appraisal desk review fee. So I'm going to hit A for all the A line items. Select that appraisal desk review fee for my FHA product. Just add $50 so the fees are slightly different, and apply the new cost to the loan. So once I'm done here, I can advance forward. It takes me to the monthly costs. It copies over from product number 1, but the MI requirement, the factor is much different. So I'm going to hit the percent sign, update this to 0.85. The system will update accordingly, and I'm going to still leave the same reserve requirements. Now you can add as many products as you like. I'm just going to compare these two. Advance forward. Here is the analysis summary. These are defaulted to 3% to be conservative for the property appreciation rate. I'm going to leave it as the conservative mark. 60 months mimics the CD, the closing disclosure, and the LE. I'm going to leave it just as shown. And long term, I'm going to leave it at 15 because this is just my base. You can see here this the monthly benchmark is showing you what the savings would be between the two products here. The short term, based on your horizon, here's the savings. Long term, you can switch your particular scenario. So if you want to show total principal paid, total net worth, or total interest in MI, for this particular product, FHA versus conventional, I want to show total interest in MI. I'm going to advance forward to contacts. Now, contact is an area that you can bypass. You do not have to complete this particular area. You can leave TBD because I don't have a customer just yet. So I'm going to leave this area as TBD. When I move over to select my presentation, I'm going to make sure this radio dial is on total cost analysis. Here are my two products. Here's my payment notes. So I'm going to clean these payment notes up to let my customer know that taxes and insurance are included in this scenario. If I advance forward, we'll see that monthly cost savings once more with additional sidebar text along with the short term and long term. We're going to advance forward, and this is where we'll set up our total cost analysis. So every time the report is reviewed, always make sure this box is checked so you are notified when the report is reviewed. Add a quote date anytime you're quoting rates. And this is where you can preview your particular presentation. So this is what it looks like. It is our Q&A master template. So this is a base. It's just a generic template that we can use and easy to build upon. So we know what it looks like. We've created it together. Now, how do we use it to leverage when we are building our products for other customers and to cut down some time so the build is easier for us? So I'm going to close here, go back to my particular home screen. So you can see here's my QA master template 2 we just created. What I would suggest you do is build a foundation and then start building upon the foundation like building blocks. So I'm going to select View All and look for that record. So if I select View All, hit Search, I have about 278 records that I've created. So we're going to scroll down and look for our QA master template. So let me scroll down and look for my QA master template 2. Here it is. So here is the record that's generated. Here is that first product that we've created together. How do you build multiple presentations for this record? So here it's my QA master template. Here is the record that's generated. What happens if I want to add another product? All I have to do is when I search all, hit add another analysis. The system will ask you, are you sure you want to add another analysis for this QA master template too? Yes. It takes me right here. It brings up my name, so QA master template. Let's just do, if I were doing a 5-1 ARM versus FHA. I'm sorry, versus conventional. and I went through all the steps that we just created together, and I have those products, and I'm doing it under my QA master template. If I hit save and I go back to home, view all, search, I'm going to look for that QA master template. You'll see now I have 2 records within that one folder. Let's find my QA master template 2. Now I have 2 records. So that's how you start creating your master template. So it's easy for you to right on the fly, go to my master templates. Oh, I already have an ARM versus a conventional product. Let me take this information and apply it to my new customer. Oh, I already have a conventional versus FHA, and so forth. Different strategies you can create and have them already pre-built, so it's easy for you to tailor for your new client. Now, let's just say you have your top 5 scenarios. You do ARM versus conventional. You do FHA versus conventional. You have VA products, USDA, whatever type of products. Build those products under your master template folder. And then when it's time to apply them, how do you do that? So here is that purchase conventional versus FHA we created. If you highlight it once, to the right, you can see some additional areas. So we can open the analysis. We can add another analysis to the QA record. We can copy this one highlighted analysis to a new client. Here's the friendly name. That's why we always stress when you're building your presentations, always add a friendly name, which is a descriptor to help you stay organized as you are building your presentations. If you do not have a friendly name here, the only thing you'll see is this record folder, a sheet of paper, and a timestamp and a date. So you would not know exactly what you've done. So if I highlight this and I want to copy this analysis, if I copy, I have an option to copy to the current record, which is the Q&A template, or I have an option to copy it for a new client. So what I'm going to do is select copy to a new client record. So I'm going to flip the radio dial, copy to a new client, select OK. And what copies is now I copy those products. So now it makes it very easy for me if I want to add Terry's name. Terry is my client. Last name is Williams. I have this client. I already have this product pre-built. Now I can put Terry's information if I want. Remember, when you are building a presentation, you only need to complete the red highlighted areas. Everything else is extra or it is optional. So my friendly name, purchase options for Terry. I'm going to advance forward. The goals already selected for me. Assumptions. Maybe it's not the same purchase price. So we're going to change this to $450. $450. I'm going to advance forward. I can tailor if I want to see a deeper financial picture for Terry. But when I move through affordability, my products are already there for me. Now you have a rate. Maybe the rate has been updated by the time you need to use this for Terry. Maybe at this time when you're using it, the rate is $450. You already have your closing cost details in here. Maybe the prepaid dates of interest has increased to 15. If you need to update your fees, you definitely can do that. At this time, we do have a property. So the earnest money, we have a dollar amount here. We can make the adjustments. You can see here the system also updates the hazard insurance because it is pulled off that purchase price. So every time the purchase price increase, so will your factors. And it makes it a little bit easier for the build. So if we move through the FHA product, let's change this to $450. The purchase price, we're going to update that one. I believe, let me just check this one. Here is my 30-year purchase price is $450. Sure, I update that. So I only have to do a little bit of editing. when it comes to the different scenarios. So let's update that. So it was before 118. So since I changed the purchase price to 450, it increased to 135, 131. I just have to do a little editing for each product. Maybe now the FHA is 4.125, or I'll leave it at 4%. 4% for the FHA. If you need to update the fees, I believe I changed this to 15 days. If there's any points, you can see here that the upfront MI has already increased. And you can see since I changed it to 450, the hazard insurance increased as well. You can see the mortgage insurance also increased. And now if I want to tailor it from each product, maybe moving the needles here to customize for the customer's goal after we've had that conversation, I can definitely move the needles. Maybe the customer is going to sell in 8 years, or maybe the customer will retire in 25 years. Show them that positioning. Contact. I can now update the contact information and now review this presentation for Terry. So now I've tailored it. Want to make sure this box is checked. Update my quote date, and now I can review the presentation. That is no longer a Q&A master template. It is now a personalized template for Terry. So you see how having your master templates makes it a little bit easier when it comes to building your presentations. That's what I wanted to show you. Do you think by having your master templates created when you're out there in the field, do you think it'll be easier for you to build your presentations? Let me know right there in the webinar control panel. I also want to share something with you before I move forward. I want to talk about a great way to have some of those templates set up so you'll be able to identify. Terry says yes. Awesome. So you can identify presentations that you've created, but you can really hone down on those presentations using your mobile. So how many of you are currently adding video to your presentations? Let me know right there in the webinar. I know a lot of people are camera shy. They just don't like to get on video. Always video or audio, says Jonathan. Why not always video or audio? So what prohibits you from doing video only, Jonathan? And let me know any others. Terry, Chris, or Christy, are you guys using video when you're doing your presentations? Let me know. Sometimes when you're in the office, you may not always have a built-in camera on your desktop, on your monitor, or you may not be working with a laptop with a built-in camera, or you may not have a webcam. So with me, I have a webcam that I am using. Terry says yes, awesome. So here, if you wanted to add a video, let's see how we would add a video to our presentation. So right here, we've went from client all the way to presentation. When you generate your link, you would generate your link. Let's see. Christy says, I'm new to Mortgage Coach, so I have not used it at all. Okay. Well, I hope we can inspire you today, Christy, to start using video. And then Jonathan says he's undecided on what prospects would prefer, audio or video. So he flips and flops depending on the customer. Great. Okay. Understanding your audience. That's awesome. But I would suggest always do video so they can see your face and say, that's Jonathan. They can always recognize you, put a face behind the name. But again, it's tailoring to your customer. So I definitely love it. So here again, when you're exercising Mortgage Coach, you'll go from client all the way down to presentation. This is where you are in the preview area. And whenever you're building, you may notice if you hover your mouse over the chevrons at the bottom, the ribbons, you see some additional windows. These are considered to be jump outs. So you have the ability to move around anywhere in the wizard quickly without arrowing to the right or arrowing to the left. You can jump around. So if I hover in presentation, this is the preview area. This is where you would generate your link. And if you are working on a Mac computer, you can copy, put this a link into an email where you're sitting your verbiage. Thank you very much for doing an application with me. Whatever you say to your customers to have them click on their personalized total cost analysis presentation. If you're working on a PC, you can hit share. You can select email, and the dynamic link will be embedded in the body of the email. Also, if it is prohibited with your line of business, so please check your policy and procedures when it comes to social media. But if you're just doing a generic, right, a generic presentation, it's one of your master templates, it's not bar specific, you're just promoting what you can do compared to two particular products. You also have the ability to share the link via Facebook and Twitter. So if it's allowed in your line of business and that's how you market yourself to increase your book of business, you have that option to do that as well. So once next you select share, you have the ability next to shares where you would add audio and video. So if you hit video, your final presentation for Terry will display for you. Right here, you can see everywhere there's two asterisks. When we went through the system, we had our payment note to let the customer know taxes and insurance are included in the payment. So if you ever wanted to add more verbiage, you can get a lot of content here. And then that sidebar text information, this is where it is shown. Under the monthly payment, the short term and long term, your customers will see your sidebar text information. So if you want to add more verbiage or understanding, you can add your information in those areas. Those are the notes that your customers will see, not your clip notes. So once your final presentation is available, you'll see that record message button. How many of you are currently highlighting your presentations, like drawing different attention to different areas? Are you using the highlight ability? Let me know right there in the webinar. How many of you are highlighting your presentation? So to highlight, you can highlight an entire column by clicking in the product name. You can highlight that entire column. You can also highlight graphs and charts. So wherever you want to draw attention to detail, you can highlight those graphs and charts, highlight the entire area. There is a clear all function at the bottom of the presentation to clear all highlights. If you only want to highlight a particular cell, all you have to do is highlight that cell once. A second time will remove the highlight. So once to highlight, second time to unhighlight. So if you want to highlight different areas before you start shedding your information and delivering value to your customers, you can definitely highlight different areas. But once you hit record, you would then be on camera. So if you have a built-in camera on your desktop, your laptop, or even that aftermarket webcam. So you'll see me in 1 second. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday to you today. So here I am, and this is how you can record. After I do the recording, I'm going to show you how to record on your video as well, because you may like the quality a little bit better. Actually, let me bring in the mobile. So here's the mobile, and I want to show you in your handout area. I've provided you different steps on how to add video from your mobile. So the downloads, you have to have the Mortgage Coach mobile app downloaded. So let me move my phone once more. You have to have the Mortgage Coach app downloaded on your phone. It's very easy. The download process is the same if you were downloading Facebook or Instagram. So what you'll do is go to your particular store. So if you are currently using an iPhone, you would go to the Apple Store. If you're using an Android, you would go to the Google Play Store. You would visit your particular store, whether it's Apple or Google Play. You'll type in Mortgage Coach as 2 words, and then you'll hit search. And this is the icon that you're looking for, the 3 charts with the arrow going through it. You would then follow the installation prompts and download the particular device. So same on Android, it works the same way. Just in your search engine, this is what you will look for. So here I am again. Let me bring over the mobile. So once you download the particular app, and for those who are new, I definitely suggest that you download the app. So if I take my iPhone here and double click, I'm going to look for that application icon. Here it is, Mortgage Coach. I will tap it, and here is the front face of the actual particular application for the mobile device. So to log in, I would have to hit the silhouette here at the top left. Then I will enter in my email and password, the same email and password that you would use when you are logging into the actual system. And I do apologize, my light just turned off. So you would enter in your email and password the same that you would accessing the Mortgage Coach software, sign in, and then you would decide which record you want to add video to. So if you are adding video to a partner record, if you've created a open house presentation or maybe a seller buy down presentation, you would access those records through partner. And if you are working with your client where you have built a TCA, total cost analysis for purchase, refinance, different strategies, points versus no points, first time home buyer, which is a rent versus own, or annual mortgage review, all of those particular presentations will be housed under client. Even if you do those master templates, those will also be housed under client. So if I select client here, I have to look for my particular client that I want to add a video to. So if I scroll down and maybe I want to add a video to John Purchase, I will select the customer and then select which record I want to add a video to. So in this case, I want to add a video to a total cost analysis. And then what is it that I want to do? Do I want to view the report on the mobile? Not at this time. Am I going to do live reporting? Not at this time. I want to add a video. Select video. I'm going to select camera. And then here I am. So you may like the quality a little bit better when you're on your mobile versus, I'll move this out the way, on your mobile versus the actual browser. So depending on what you like, I know I like the quality resolution on the mobile device a little bit better because it's a little bit more clear. So when you're doing those selfies and when you're out there taking those family photos, the resolution and the quality is a little bit better on the mobile. So if you wanted to add a video on your mobile, you can see here, if you're looking at my screen, there is a record message button. So I'm going to hit record. And you can see there's a counter at the top. So this is your opportunity to start shedding your message to your customer. Always give your customer eye contact, whether you're in the mobile or whether you're in the browser. Make sure you're giving your customer eye contact and just shed the actual message. So it's not about quoting price, but it's about connecting with those families on the opposite end and just adding your value proposition. Definitely don't have your headset like this. I am in a training environment, but definitely just be honest. And the customers appreciate you being honest. I know sometimes we say and we fumble, but it just makes you a little bit more human and making that human connection. So when you're done, you'll hit the record button once more on your mobile. There I am. And you have the option to retake or use. So I'm going to use. And you'll wait a few seconds and it'll tell you right here it's going to upload and crop that video on that dynamic link. So when it comes to reviewing that particular presentation, the customer can review on their mobile, their tablet, and also on the browser. So you'll select done, and it's that easy to start adding video to your presentation. So Christy, I hope I have inspired you and many others to add video. So I'm going to leave my mobile here and we'll talk about that in a second. But when you want to add video to the browser, you'll hit the record button here. And once you hit the record button, you will see it will start recording here. It'll start flashing. It looks like, here we go. It'll say ready. You'll hit it once more. Well, it'll say ready. It'll start recording. And when you're done, you'll hit it once more and the recording will be complete. Just like Jonathan, he also, instead of using audio or video, he uses audio. So you can check this box here to start recording an audio message. And if for some reason you do not like your video, you have the option to delete and try it again. And next to audio is a repeat method. So this is more of a loop feature. So when you reach your very last word, thank you very much, have a great day, it will continue to play in the background. So your customer has the ability to move around your video anywhere in the wizard and log off. So bye guys, that's as easy it is to add video. Now when it comes to the mobile, let's see. Jonathan says, nope. You did not, he did not know you can use mobile to add video. Yes, you can. And I suggest you use your mobile because if you're in your office, I'm pretty sure you have a nice tailored office, a nice atrium where you can move around and you have mobility when you are adding video from your mobile. So if you want to do it in a quiet, serene area, maybe outside by a waterfall, you can really be creative when it comes to your videos. So one of the things I want to show you with adding your master templates right there on the actual browser, I want to show you your particular ways that you can have some of those templates readily available on the mobile as well. So when you're out at a lunch and learn connecting with realtor partners, you can show them some particular presentations that you have done for customers that works. Maybe to add value to your business and also to add value to your realtor partner's business as well. And just to let you know, every time a presentation is reviewed, you are alerted right here in your mobile. So you can see since I clicked off the particular presentation for John Purchase, I was alerted that that presentation has been up for about 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So this is a prime example. When you send out your presentations to your customers, you'll know when the iron is hot, when they reviewed it, how long, and you can pick up the phone and ask if there's any questions when it comes to the presentation. So you're alerted through your mobile, your Mortgage Coach mobile app, your Rate Watch app, which is a notification tool to help you stay abreast of what's going on in the market when it comes to the rates. And you're also alerted via email. So I'm going to hit done. What I like to do is go to client, and instead of scrolling through all of these clients that I have, I like to hit search the same way as we've done on the actual browser. But in this case, it's always great to do keywords. So if you have a keyword that you always use, for example, mobile. So you have maybe your top 5 presentations that you use when you're out on the fly and you're networking and prospecting with different clients. You can put a keyword here, mobile, hit search, and have all these strategies readily available. So when you're out at those first-time home buyer presentations and customers or prospects are thinking about buying, you can say, you know what, let me bring my mobile device. Let me get your number. Let me bring my mobile device here and let me show you a FHA versus conventional. Oh, you're currently renting? Let me show you what I've done. I've done a first-time home buyer presentation. Let me show you what that looks like. I'll click on my rent versus own. I want to see not a total cost, but a rent versus own presentation. I want to view the report. Excuse me. I want to view the report here. Your prospect will see your disclosure. They'll select I understand. Here's the summary. They can review this first-time home buyer presentation. You can share this with that prospect right on the fly. You can select your photo and you'll see there's a share link right here at the top. For my Android users, there is a share link right here at the bottom. So if you have an Android, your share link is here. If you have a iPhone, you would select your photo and there's a share link here. So if I hit share link, now I can send it to that prospect via email or text message, and they can review this particular presentation right there on their mobile device and go through all those options. This is your option if you are currently paying about $18 in rent. By having an FHA home, roughly about a loan amount of $305, your payment will be much lower than what you're currently paying in rent. Show them a payment breakdown, show them in a graph format. There's a lot of things that you can do right here on your mobile, especially when you're out there prospecting. So use your mobile tools, use your mobile devices to show your customers and prospects all the great possibilities when it comes to learning and understanding, making the biggest financial decision in their life. So make it as comfortable and easy as possible. So that's how you would use your mobile to have your particular master templates by using a keyword for the mobile. So if I go back, when you build in the presentation, when you build in the system, instead of doing QA master templates, you can do mobile. So your keyword would be mobile. So if I go back to my search, when I'm looking up that keyword, mobile, and hit search, I can have my top 5 presentations when I'm out there prospecting or networking. So that's a great tip for you to use as well. So I'm going to pause here to see if there's any questions when it comes to video, how you can use it versus the browser versus the mobile, also how to share a presentation on the mobile, and create those master templates to make it a little bit easier to build your presentations. You don't have to build a presentation each one for each customer. Having those master templates helps you produce those presentations a little bit more faster and efficiently. And that's how you master and leverage your ability with using Mortgage Coach. So let me know if there's any questions on what we discussed today before we adjourn in today's training session. If there's anything you want to review or recap, please let me know, and I will go over those particular areas for you as well. But I think once you are in here developing your master template, so remember when you're building in the actual wizard here, instead of making it bar specific each and every time, develop those master templates and build upon that record. So when you build, you'll hit view all, search that record, and keep adding an analysis to that record. So again, just as a quick little recap here, if I go to QA Master Templates, I find that one, QA Master Templates 2. When you're here, you want to add an analysis to that record so you can keep building your top 5 strategies that you always use, and that way you can tailor it for your new and existing customers. Okay, guys, it does not look like we have any additional questions in the queue at this time. So if there's last call for any questions that you may have before we adjourn in today's session, one little recap: if you need some additional training, next to member services on the website is Connect, Calendar, and everything that we have. You want to know what's going on at Mortgage Coach, what's new and exciting? Revisit our event calendar, and every training that we have readily available is here and displayed for you. There's only 2 things you need to do. 1, enroll. 2, and join. Okay, my name is Star Johnson. I'm one of the national trainers here at Mortgage Coach. It has been an amazing time training you today. I wish you all a great week. Happy holidays, and I look forward to training you in future training sessions. Take care. Bye-bye.